How are you doing? Tonight, I want to share one of my passion. It is the Bible reading, and I have a story at first. Because we are learning English with a whole group, we just learned last week that by a same sentence, we can have two totally different meanings. For example, when you are with a friend and he knows that you saw a movie and he asked, "How was the movie?" When you reply, "It was interesting," it means that you are very keen on this movie and you're about to say more about it. But when your response is, well, interesting, it shows that your interests in the movie are not very good and you want to skip the subject and to go through another one. So this is an illustration of the language subtleties that I want to raise up tonight. So to start, let's see a simple sentence. The bottle of water is quite empty. It contains almost nothing in it. If you analyze the syntax, you have the noun, the subject, the bottle, and also a pronoun which refers to the noun. In English, because the bottle is a thing, there is no gender. It is neither masculine, neither feminine. In the French version of these same sentences, we have la bouteille d'eau est bien vide. Elle ne contient presque plus rien. You can recognize the first word of the sentence, la bouteille, the bottle, and also the pronoun which refers to it. And it's the same thing, it's a noun, a thing, but in French, each noun has a gender. So here is feminine, and it is like that. So elle, it is feminine pronoun. And if we see that in modern Greek, we have also these system and syntax that we can study a little bit. To bukali nero ine skedon avio, then perieri skedon timpota. So excuse me for the accent. So to bukali, the bottle, and the pronoun. Here we have a neuter pronoun. It is a gender that doesn't exist in French, but in Greek we have that. So why all that? I want to illustrate the point in a passage of the Gospel according to John. Here's the English version, and on the other side, the French version. It is from two famous translation edition. The English Standard Version on the left, ESV Bible, and the La Colombe Bible, the revised Louis II translation. So we have, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God in English. And in French, we have elle for the pronoun, as we saw just before. And for the word, we have la parole. Au commencement était la parole, et la parole était avec Dieu, et la parole était Dieu. Elle était au commencement avec Dieu. So, if we see it in more detail, the words and it it is the reference to the same thing, and we can wonder how come that in English the word it is not gender noun because there has no gender in English, but why it is translated he was in the beginning with God. It is a question mark here. Perhaps the context can help. And in French, we have the pronoun elle, she. It is feminine pronoun, but it is okay according to the grammar of in French. So if we see in ancient Greek, it is the Koine Greek, what have we? In interlinear Bible, we can see the translation of each word. It is like this edition, and we can understand more easily the syntax of the Greek, but it is not to be used as this. That's why there are a regular translation on the right side. So here, the same passage in the interlinear. En ari in holoros for the word, ke holoros in proston theon, ke theos in holoros, hutos in en ari proston theon. So here we have in Greek the noun is holoros. There is a gender for it. It is a masculine noun in Greek. And hutos, it is not really a personal pronoun. It is a demonstrative pronoun. But we have the same principle as the word holoros is masculine. There, hutos, it is also in masculine. So what we can see is that there are subtleties of language, and we have this question just raised before, why he in English? By the context, when we see the following verses of the same passage on John 1:1, on John 1:14, we can see that the Logos, the word, became flesh. And in verse 17th, it is mentioned that it is Jesus Christ who is the Son of God, who is the Word. And so we can identify the Word to Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and that's why perhaps in English we directly put he in the place of it. Is it because it is a kind of blasphemy to the Trinity? I don't know, but it can be a start of explanation. In French, we don't have this problem because the translators didn't choose to replace it by he, which is not according to the noun. But in certain version and edition of the Bible and so-called Bible, for example, in one particular version, the New World Translation by the Jehovah's Witnesses, they put in French, he, il était au commencement, here in this place. So it is not the best translation in French, I think, because we have the choice to refers to just the sentence before. In English, it is an exception of the grammar rules. I don't know if we can say that it is incorrect, but yeah, that's the point. And in French, we have some editions that solve the problem differently. They choose another word for the word. They chose le verbe which means the verb on the sentences, but also the principle in the beginning of everything. Um, and the verb is a masculine noun, just like in Greek. So when you use the pronoun, you see celui-ci, it is a masculine pronoun, and you can this way refers to either Jesus Christ or the verb, the word. So here you are for this session. I want I'm yes happy to share some of the tricky things in language, and what I want to say is to be able to think more about the subject, the topic, and to have a faith that is consistent when you read the reference text. If you can learn the original languages, it can be great because you don't have to just rely on what the commentators say. You can also see by yourself and guess the reasons of the one or another translations. So have a nice time after that, and see you in the next session. Bye bye.